Welcome to vpod.ai and welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so artificial intelligence. It feels like it's changing absolutely everything, right? How we work, how we learn, even art.
It really does.
Yeah.
And the huge question, the one kind of looming over everything, is who actually gets to decide how it changes things.
Exactly. Because, up to now, it feels like a few massive tech companies are calling all the shots.
Mm-hmm.
But what if there's another force stepping in? Today, we're digging into this huge $500 million effort launched by some really big philanthropic players.
That's right. It's specifically designed to push back against purely corporate interests shaping AI's future.
It's this coalition called Humanity AI.
Yep, Humanity AI. And their whole goal really is to try and steer AI towards things like, well, equity, creativity, making sure it works with democracy, not against it.
And the core idea, the one you really need to grab onto, comes down to this quote.
Oh, yeah, the one from Michel Jawando at Omidyar Network.
That's the one. AI is not destiny, it is design.
Such a powerful frame
Mm-hmm.
because it immediately says, look, this isn't just happening to us.
Right. The choices being made right now, who's building it, who benefits, whose values get baked in, those choices are critical. They're designing the future, whether they mean to or not.
And if we don't pay attention, those designs might just erode, basic human needs or democratic processes.
Okay, before we get into exactly how they plan to influence that design with $500 million, this deep dive is sponsored by Stonefly. They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup and disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions. And if you're looking for really secure, ransomware-proof storage, Stonefly offers air-gapped and immutable options. You can contact them at sales@stonefly.com to set up a demo.
So that number, $500 million, it sounds like a lot, right?
It does.
But the first thing you listening might think is, well, how does that stack up against what big tech spends on R&D?
Yeah, billions, easily.
Exactly. So the answer is it doesn't compete on that level. This isn't about building a rival ChatGPT or something.
Okay, crucial point. So what is it about them?
It's more strategic. It's an investment in things like policy development, advocacy, pushing for regulation, education, influencing the environment AI operates in.
Influencing the rules of the road, that makes sense. So this $500 million commitment, it's over 5 years, you said,
Yeah.
and 10 major foundations pooling their resources.
That's right. 10 big names.
And who's leading the charge? Who's steering this thing?
So the co-chairs really tell you a lot about the strategy. It's the Omidyar Network.
Founded by Pierre Omidyar from eBay, right? They have a big focus on ethical tech.
Exactly. Committed almost $2 billion over 21 years, a lot of it in that space. And the other co-chair is the MacArthur Foundation.
The Genius Grant people. Huge history there.
Huge. 55 years, over $8 billion granted. They know how to fund things for long-term, systemic change. These aren't groups looking for quick wins.
Got it. Heavy hitters with deep pockets and long-term vision. And is it actually up and running? Is the money flowing?
It's getting there. The operational side, managing the pooled grants, that's being handled by Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors. And they're expecting to start distributing the funds early next year. So there's definitely a sense of urgency.
Which brings us back to that core idea. AI is not destiny, it is design.
Right. Michel Jawando put it really well. The risk is that if we just leave all the design decisions to a handful of tech leaders,
whose main goal is, let's be honest, usually maximizing profit,
then we risk, accelerating the erosion of things we really care about. Human needs, democratic norms.
So when they say design, are they talking about hiring armies of lobbyists and researchers to make sure human needs actually get prioritized over shareholder value? Is that the plan?
I think that's a fair way to put it. John Palfrey from MacArthur basically said the stakes are just too high to defer to a few CEOs. So this money is specifically meant to empower the people outside big tech, the technologists, the advocates, the policy folks who are thinking about how to build AI that puts people and the planet first.
So it's a fight for the values that get embedded, right into the AI's architecture.
That's the core of it, yeah. It's about what gets encoded.
Okay, so if they want to change the design, not just react to the destiny, they need clear goals. Where is this $500 million actually going?
Yeah.
What are the targets?
They've agreed on 5 specific priority areas. Any foundation joining the coalition has to commit to funding work in at least one of these.
And they're pretty wide-ranging.
Oh, yeah. They cover a lot of ground.
Okay, lay them out for us. What are the 5?
First, helping workers adapt to an AI-driven economy. Think job training, labor market shifts.
Makes sense. Number 2?
Second, protecting artists from theft. making sure creators actually get compensated in this new world of generative AI.
Oh, that's a big one. Okay, third.
Third, tackling security risks, especially in critical areas like climate change and energy infrastructure. How does AI impact those?
Okay. Fourth.
Fourth, promoting and protecting democracy, dealing with misinformation, deepfakes, the impact on elections.
Crucial. And the last one.
And fifth, supporting the thoughtful integration of AI into education, not just throwing tech at schools, but doing it wisely.
Wow, that's a really ambitious list. It goes way beyond just like retraining programs. It's hitting culture, security, democracy.
It really is.
Let's pick two of those. Protecting artists and promoting democracy. Those sound incredibly difficult. How can $500 million even make a dent in, say, global AI art theft or sophisticated deepfakes used in politics? Seems like a drop in the ocean.
That's a fair question. But I think the strategy isn't brute force, it's leverage.
Leverage? How so?
Okay, take artists. The grants won't directly pay every artist whose work was scraped, but they can fund the development of new legal frameworks.
Lobbying for copyright reform.
Exactly. Lobbying, supporting lawsuits, funding the tech to create better watermarking or provenance tools to track original work. It's about changing the system that allows the theft.
Got it. Building the counter tools, legal and technical. Okay, and what about democracy? That feels so urgent with election cycles and AI-driven misinformation.
Yeah, the leverage comes from funding independent research. Who can actually detect this stuff reliably?
Yeah.
Supporting the civil society groups, doing media literacy training, holding platforms accountable, advocating for clear policies like maybe you need transparency labels on AI-generated political ads.
So again, it's policy, research, advocacy, not trying to out-innovate Google on deepfake detection themselves.
Precisely. It's about creating pressure and shaping the rules.
And what's really interesting is looking at who the founding members are. It seems like their specific expertise lines up perfectly with these priorities.
It really does. It wasn't just about pooling money. It was strategic assembly of know-how.
Like who? Give us some examples.
Well, you've got the Mellon Foundation. They have a long, long history of supporting the arts and humanities.
Perfect for the artist protection goal.
Exactly. Then there's the Kapoor Foundation. Their whole mission is about making the tech world more equitable, fighting bias.
So they bring that critical lens to make sure the AI itself isn't biased.
Precisely. Ensuring the models don't perpetuate racial or gender biases, for example. And then you have the Lumina Foundation.
Their focus is education for economic prosperity, right?
Yep. So they're the natural fit for that fifth goal, figuring out how AI can actually help in education responsibly.
Makes sense. Who else is in the initial group?
The list also includes the Doris Duke Foundation, the Ford Foundation, another huge player, the Siegel Family Endowment, and the David and Lucille Packard Foundation.
So it's a real concentration of different kinds of philanthropic power, all pointed at AI.
A powerful convergence, yeah.
Now, you mentioned this isn't the first time philanthropy has tried to engage with AI, right? This Humanity AI initiative builds on earlier work.
Absolutely. There's a clear path here. Just last year, 2023, some of these same foundations, Mobidiar, MacArthur, Ford, they launched a $200 million effort. It was aimed at funding public interest AI projects, promoting responsible use. So Humanity AI is basically doubling down, scaling up that commitment. It's becoming more institutionalized.
Okay, that context is important. But it also brings up another big announcement we saw recently, Next Ladder Ventures. That's a $1 billion fund.
Right. Led by some huge names. Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, Charles Koch.
So if Humanity AI is $500 million and Next Ladder is $1 billion, what's the difference? Are they competitors, allies, different aims?
The key difference is the mission focus. It's actually quite distinct.
So?
Next Ladder Ventures is laser focused on economic opportunity.
Okay.
Their whole goal is using AI tools to help frontline workers.
Yeah.
People facing job instability, housing instability. It's about using AI for direct economic empowerment and stability for vulnerable groups.
So very targeted on jobs and economic well-being.
Very. Powerful goal, but narrower than Humanity AI.
Where is Humanity AI?
Humanity AI has that much broader scope we talked about. Yes, they care about workers, but they're also tackling art, democracy, climate, education.
Yes, the whole societal ecosystem around the worker.
Exactly. You could almost say Next Ladder wants to put AI tools in the hands of workers facing instability, while Humanity AI is trying to protect the societal foundations around everyone, including workers, from the potential negative impacts of AI.
That's a really helpful distinction. So both important, but tackling different facets of the AI challenge.
Definitely. It shows AI isn't just one single problem. It's a whole cluster of interconnected issues.
And different philanthropic groups are kind of specializing their responses.
Right. Based on their own missions and expertise.
So the big takeaway for you listening is that this fight over AI's future, it's not just happening in Silicon Valley boardrooms anymore.
Not all.
There's serious non-corporate money, big money being mobilized now through things like Humanity AI. And it's specifically aimed at making sure AI's design reflects human and societal values, not just profit motives.
And connecting back to that design, not destiny idea, Humanity AI highlighted democracy, art, climate as key areas needing protection or guidance.
Right.
So maybe the question to leave you with is this. Thinking about the immense reach of AI, what other values, what other human needs, maybe beyond the ones they listed, do you think most urgently need these kinds of philanthropic resources? Where else should the focus be to ensure AI develops in a truly human-centered way?
That's a great question. Definitely something to mull over. And that wraps up our deep dive for today on this major effort to guide AI's future. Remember, this deep dive was brought to you by Stonefly. They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup, disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions. If you need secure, ransomware-proof storage, check out Stonefly's air-gapped and immutable storage options that gives you a vital security layer. You can contact them at sales@stonefly.com to schedule a demo. We'll see you next time on the deep dive.